Welcome back to the Big Weekend Show. Shopping under lock and key may be the new reality as thieves get away with stealing goods over and over again from stores like CVS and Walgreens. The latter chain debuting a new anti-theft store this week where almost everything is locked up. This is amazing. Customers are only allowed to shop for themselves in 2 of the aisles. The rest of the store, locked up, kiosks. The chain says this new experience is all about technology. They're framing it as very exciting. Here's a quote to a local news affiliate. Walgreens is testing a new experience at this store with new concepts, technologies, and practices to enhance the experiences of our customers and team members. It will continue to offer retail products and pharmacy services just with a new look and feel that focuses on shopping digitally for convenience. Well, even though Walgreens didn't mention anything about the theft problems in that statement, the chain is one of many dealing with a big uptick in shoplifting. Even security guards who try to intervene and stop criminals like this one in New York City are getting arrested themselves. Right, so here is the New York Post cover today, Plunder Lock and Key, about how everything in some of these stores in New York City is locked up, from chocolate to underwear to dish soap and ice cream. And Molly, I love the PR team's attempt at spin here, being like, isn't this all fresh and new and exciting? Everything now is not, except for 2 aisles, is not accessible to customers. I mean,
right.
You got to give them props for trying, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you don't want to say our stores are a hellhole where nobody can feel safe and where thieves are running rampant, so you have to go with something else. But it is a little bit insulting to say that all of these things, which are clearly being done because of the rampant crime that's hitting downtowns in major cities across America, is something to be happy about. I mean, it is a decreased quality of experience for the shopper. That's what happens when you have a breakdown of law and order in our society, and it's good if we can all acknowledge that.
Yeah, and so the example that we were just talking about was from Chicago, and then this New York Post cover is New York City. I saw almost the exact same story in San Francisco. So coast to coast and the middle of the country, this is becoming a thing. And Tom, in New York, there was a story in April where the NYPD put out crime stats in this city. And it found that according to the official data, about 1/3 out of 1 of 3 all shoplifting arrests in the city were from the same 327 people. Thousands of arrests, 1/3 of all shoplifting arrests, a handful relatively of people. I don't know, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but it seems to me that perhaps the way to deal with some of these problems is not to force effectively retailers to lock everything up and instead lock these people up.
Yeah, well, you are old-fashioned guy, but maybe that is the answer. And it's totally, this is something that is very correctable, but no one is moving to correct it. The cities have completely given up on law and order, but I blame, can I reveal something that was said during the break? Somebody said it's not their fault, Walgreens. It is Walgreens' fault. It's these stores and American corporations. They have built this into their business. They take out insurance policies and they say that we're going to do a write-off for this much inventory. They allow this to happen. They also have policies in their companies that say you cannot stop shoplifters, and shoplifters know that. So everyone is all in on this. And these retailers could have been a place to go during COVID when they shut this country down. And you had people like Jeff Bezos making sure that everyone was shopping at home and living in their bubble. Maybe we could have gone out to stores and had a real experience. But instead, these stores were just as bad as everyone else, with the dumb masks and the stupid arrows on the ground and everything else. When I was a kid, the only time they had anything behind a barrier was cassette tapes in the record store because they were small enough to fit in a teen's pocket. And so they would have them behind, the guard. And then they had them in stores like CVS for razor blades and things like that. Yep. They would put them behind the thing. Now everything's behind there. They can't control their inventory at all, and I do think it is their fault. It's the fault not just of them, but our entire culture. We've given up.
Well, it's not just the issues you cited, too. During the 2020 BLM riots, corporations gave something like $80 billion to defund the police efforts and other things that have helped contribute to this breakdown in cities.
Yeah. And by the way, when you basically build in a crime tax to your business model, that raises prices of everything. And people are already dealing with inflation, so it's sort of like bad on bad on bad. And Anita, here's the other thing, just from a convenience standpoint. Like, I was thinking just even a few years ago, what stuff would actually be behind those plastic guards? like certain like perfumes and like high-end items that are a little bit more expensive, like cologne, that's what I would have to go get someone to say, sorry, I need the key or whatever. Imagine needing to do that for most goods in the entire store. How is this going to help brick and mortar locations survive? Because we're in the digital revolution. People are having stuff delivered to their doorstep already. Why would you show up to a store if this is the experience?
Well, it's not convenient. It's inconvenient. And it's funny that Walgreens said this is an enhanced experience for customers. How is it enhanced? How? And you know, to Tom's point about corporations building in this safety net for their products, it's like shoplifting has just almost become the norm. Yep. And you wonder, when are people going to revolt about this? When are they going to say, we've had enough? We demand different policies for public safety.
Well, and when
I don't know when that's going to be.
When you have a breakdown at lower levels of crime, where it's basically allowed, there's an effect that then more serious crime increases as well, because there's a signal being sent to society that we don't actually care about laws and enforcing them. And so that gets very dangerous. It's not just inconvenient. It becomes dangerous in a lot of cases. And Molly, I mean, you can debate some of this stuff. I tend to agree somewhat with Tom that you can point some of the fingers at the retailers themselves. But if you're trying to do business, let's say you're out in California, where it's effectively quasi-legal to shoplift under a certain threshold of dollar, you either pack up and leave completely, which they are shutting a lot of stores in those types of places, or you try to stay and compete the best you can. I think most of the blame goes on the government.
Well, the governance in these cities is what's contributing to this situation. You look at a Walgreens or a different outlet in a city center, they're not going to have these types of anti-theft measures. That relates to the governance. Ultimately, the governance is about how people are voting. So the people in cities need to care more about the kind of culture they're creating. And we also need to have a more honest and accurate media that report, truthfully about crime, about what leads to crime, and about how to improve the situation.
And that was such a good point about the brick and mortar stores. I mean, they were already having trouble before the pandemic, right? This is their death knell now.
It could be. Yeah. And it's not mysterious. It's not some accident. It's not beyond people's control. It is policy, both at the store level and at the government level. All right, we'll leave it there for now.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.